What I'm going to do now is talk a little bit about the battle, set the stage for the battle. And it was a historic 7-day battle on Nui Chom Mountain, where we destroyed the 21st MVA Regiment. The date was from 17 to 23 November of '68. Our battalion was located 37 miles in the South China Sea, out in the mountains toward Laos. We just had heavy rains in the monsoon season, so the mountain was slippery, steep, rocky, and we had to practically crawl up the mountain. We were looking for the 21st MVA Regiment, and the Delta Company located the enemy first, and Lieutenant John Dolan had the first firefight. John, where are you? Stand up. He's got a bald head, you can see it pretty good. What I did, I instructed Delta Company to set up a defensive position and to keep in close contact with us at the base of the hill with the regiment. So while they held on, I moved Alpha Company, Michael's company, up the left ridge, Bravo Company up the right, center ridge, and Charlie Company up the center ridge, and Bravo Company up the right ridge. I also asked my boss, Colonel Fritz Croson, later 4-star General Fritz Croson, for an extra company from the brigade so that I could put him on the right flank as a blocking force. I also asked the colonel for additional artillery, which he supplied. One day he came out and he said, you know, you got most of the brigade, why don't you take over the brigade now? But my plan was to use lots of artillery, lots of mortars, lots of gunships, and lots and constant airstrikes to enable our troops to have as much protection as possible as we crawl up that mountain. At one time we were supported by the battleship New Jersey. Now, listen very closely. After the battle, when we got to the top, we had counted 250 two-man bunkers dug in. 3/4 of each bunker was dug in, so you couldn't see the bunker until you were right on it. Now, let me say that again. 250 two-man dug in bunkers on a tall, steep mountain, about the same size as well-publicized Hamburger Hill. So do the math. 250 two-man bunkers, lots of troops. Now on top of the mountain, we captured a doctor and a nurse at a dug-in hospital. That sets the stage. I'm going to talk about Michael now. Alpha Company was pinned down. They couldn't move. For some reason, as Jack Bisbee, the squad leader, told me, Michael picked up the machine gun of another man, not his weapon. He charged the first bunker and killed 2. Charged the second bunker and killed 2. Charged the fourth bunker, or third bunker, and killed 2. And then Doc Stafford over here was tending a wounded man in no man's land. And Michael ran right past Doc and said, I'll take care of you. And he charged the last bunker, the fourth bunker, when he was mortally hit. Doc immediately got up, ran over, and checked Michael, but unfortunately he was gone. Michael did this in spite of wounds in his right thigh, and without hesitation. As a result of Michael's action, the company was able to move on up the hill. But what's not recognized or talked about too much is that Michael's actions saved many more lives by permitting the Alpha Company to continue on up the mountain, taking out more bunkers and more of the enemy. So as a result of this action, we recommend Michael to the Medal of Honor. I was fortunate to be at the White House when President Nixon presented the medal to Michael's parents and two of his brothers, who were in green uniforms, incidentally. I think they're here. Brothers.
Very good.
You know, we lost 5 good men in that 7-day battle. I carry a list in my pocket. This list contains the name of all the men I lost in Vietnam, where they are on the Vietnam War. Colonel Michael Crescents, you know about. A company Medal of Honor, 38W 016, that's his place on the Vietnam War. Lieutenant Kevin Burke, A Company, Distinguished Service Cross. Notre Dame graduate from Anita, Iowa. Matter of fact, they named an airfield in Anita, Iowa for Kevin Burke. Sergeant Danny Hudson, A Company from Chadwick, Nebraska. Specialist Thomas Dickerson from B Company, Thomaston, Georgia. Corporal Harold Glover, Bravo Company, Siler City, North Carolina. And 7 more good men killed in separate actions during the time I commanded the 4th and 31st Infantry. All never to be forgotten, and God bless them all. During that 7-day battle, 33 of our men were also wounded and evacuated, mostly to Da Nang, and then on to the States from there. So you may ask, what about the enemy? Well, we actually counted 66 bodies. As the enemy, the doctor up on top of the mountain in the nurse told us that they had evacuated many more dead and many more wounded from the mountain before we got to the top. We focused our remarks and our attention today on the actions of Alpha Company, Michael's company. But there are many more stories of brave, young soldiers in Bravo Company, Charlie Company and the Zappers, Delta Company, the Night Fighters and the Recon Platoon. Stories yet to be told. After we reached the top of Nui Chom Mountain, I was talking to Lieutenant Dolan. And I saw this on the ground, this dead North Vietnamese lieutenant in khakis. Now, the Vietnam vets will understand when I say khakis, what that is. This guy had evidently just arrived walking down the Ho Chi Minh Trail and arrived just in time to run into Alpha Company and be killed. So I reached down and he had a holster with a Chinese pistol, so I reached down and grabbed the pistol. I don't know who the guy is today, but I gave it to one of my soldiers. I said, take this home, souvenir. But the fact that he was in clean khakis indicated he had just arrived in time to be killed. Now after this 7-day battle, we went on over down the hill into what was called Antenna Valley. I borrowed the Antenna Valley from the 1st Marine Corps, as a matter of fact. Now it's said there is combat, there's close combat. Combat up close and personal. It's also said an infantry soldier fights for his buddies in his squad. Veterans of Nui Chom now fought in close combat and fought for their buddies. Why did Michael decide to pick up that machine gun and charge alone up the mountain? He charged up the mountain to protect his buddies. later in the course of the action, he saved the life of Duc's efforts in here. There's no nobler man than a close combat infantryman. Michael presents is that noble man. Michael is that noble man who should never be forgotten. Now, my hope here today is that this Veterans Medical Center does its job to properly and timely take care of our veterans. Remember, Michael's going to be watching.